As we wrap up WrestleMania, it is a dream match that can only be done in WWE 2K22. Seth Rollins, the Visionary, against Eddie Guerrero.
Intergenerational, if you will.
It's something that I guess it's one of those dream matches that, well, I mean, unfortunately, we will never get. But even if the opportunity was there, even if Eddie was still with us, I think at this point Eddie Guerrero would have been retired. So I don't think we would have gotten the match, even if we had the opportunity to get the match.
I agree completely. I feel like you're right, though. Eddie Guerrero would have been retired by the time Seth Rollins came up.
I know. I mean, but it is unquestionable that somebody like Eddie Guerrero is somebody that set the stage for Seth Rollins to have the status in WWE that he does. So this is unquestionably a match built for WrestleMania. And the perfect way for us to close out what has been a spectacular WrestleMania recording for us on WWE 2K22. As both men are reversing each other and keeping up. The last time we saw Eddie in a recording, it was me revisiting one of my favorite matches, Eddie versus Rey Mysterio from Halloween Havoc 1997. The first ladder press of the match from Seth Rollins. After a fallout DDT, and Eddie Guerrero kicks out at the count of 2. It seems quite early for Seth to be getting a 2 count, but if you doubt Eddie Guerrero, then that's your first mistake. Hammer throw into the ropes, or into the ring, into the corner. And another hammer throw, or I thought it was going to be a hammer throw, but a beautifully executed dropkick. Again, shades of Bob Holly with that one. I don't know why Bob Holly's the only one I can think of when it comes to throwing a beautiful executed dropkick.
Nice. Flash off the top by Seth.
Or Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes does a beautiful dropkick too.
Where do you think he learned it from? His mentor, Hardcore Holly.
A loud super kick from Seth Rollins. You got a good point there. You got a good point there, Sam. I mean, credit where credit is due, but I normally forget things that Bob Holly has done. No wonder why Bob Holly's going to be after me. Unless Bob Holly's watching this video, which I highly doubt. Poorly timed Phoenix Splash as he gets the lower back of Eddie Guerrero with that Phoenix Splash. But I mean, I guess it still had emphasis because it did its job, but still, I think it would have been better timed if he got it, well, not on his back, but on his front. Stomach? Yeah, stomach. Seth is measuring Eddie. I think he was going for... He got it the second time, but Eddie moved out of the way.
Oh, Seth Rollins just kissed the mat, the ground, the cement.
I was going to say, as Seth Rollins gets sent into the ring apron, I mean, there's only so many ways you can cushion your fall when you end up eating the ring floor. The ring apron. I mean, the ring mat. That's what it's called. I don't know why I struggled so much to remember those words, but at least it's not me struggling to remember the term barricade. Every match we've seen, the opponents take it on the floor as Eddie gets sent into the ring. Eddie gets sent into the ring apron.
These two competitors keeping a safe amount of distance between one another.
I agree on that one. As Seth goes for a dive again, and he eats the ring mat again. Eddie saw it coming again. But Seth misses. Seth moves out of the way of the double stomp, blocks the punch, and hits him with the DDT again, or a variation of the DDT. Seth keeps going, leaving the ring and jumping back in the ring. Eddie might be too far away on that one. But Seth hits the Phoenix Splash. Jumping halfway across the outside.
That was incredible.
He just... Again, sight you'd only see in WWE 2K. Eddie's busted open. Eddie gets rammed into the ring post, and Eddie is busted open. This is unlike most of the matches you would see on the channel because 90% of the time I usually try and keep away the previous generation and the current generation. But it's WrestleMania, so that means special matches, special matches, special matches. As Eddie is finally showing some offense against Seth Rollins. But like I said earlier, you can never count out Eddie Guerrero. You count out Eddie Guerrero, that'll be your first mistake. Slight hesitation there from Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I saw that. He didn't know what to do for a second with himself. I like his tights though a lot. It looks really cool.
I completely agree. Running baseball slide by Seth Rollins. Eddie couldn't move out of the way of that one. As Eddie reverses Seth, again, it looked like possible slight hesitation from Seth Rollins. I mean, ultimately, I think slight hesitation may end up costing Seth in this one because you can't hesitate against somebody like Eddie Guerrero. Oh my, Eddie Guerrero, I don't know how the referee didn't see that, or maybe that doesn't count on the floor. Eddie Guerrero just low-blowed Seth Rollins. But I mean, if anybody can get away with it, it's Eddie. Just like you don't try and powerbomb Billy Kidman, you don't try and powerbomb Seth Rollins. Calf kick by Seth Rollins. Seth tries for a roll-up. Rope break. Again, I think it was slight hesitation because Seth Rollins is... I mean, could it be that maybe Seth looks at...
nervous?
Maybe...
He's in for the curb stop. Curb stop, he got him.
I mean, maybe is it the possibility that he looks at Eddie as an idol and he doesn't want to inflict too much damage on Eddie Guerrero? But one curb stomp is enough to give, in my opinion, Seth Rollins, if not the biggest win of his career, definitely one of the biggest wins of Seth Rollins' career, as he wins the intergenerational match, as you put it, Sam, the phrase that I will give you credit for. He wins against Eddie Guerrero.
All right, he just proved that he's one of the best in the world with that one.
But we close out WrestleMania with the Visionary. I mean, though maybe the match didn't live up to expectations, to a degree, it's very hard to know I mean, in a match like this, your expectations can never be met because your expectations are usually a lot higher than they could possibly be. But either way, it is a solid victory for Seth Rollins, and I want to say before we go, thank you to Sam for joining me for what has been a very spectacular WrestleMania.
We'll see you at ringside.